Hi everybody. Workshop Wednesday again. I hope you've all had a good Easter anyway, so a bit of a breather over the weekend, whatever you've been doing or whatever you've not been doing. So right, a few things have moved on. A little bit, well, not probably quite. It might look a lot, but it's just like a dry bolt together. Obviously, it's got to be messed about with. And I mean, these sort of there's bits like these wings, bit of planishing and stuff like that. Because Anglia's on its final fix-up. There's a little bit like I'll explain to you with regarding to screen or healer, which is really an important part on a build on like a convertible. And then I've just squared up a motorbike headstock for somebody because they decided they were going to have a fate with. I don't know what car it was, but a car anyhow, the took forks underneath, but luckily it don't look too bad. A top of headstock shaped like an egg, but we've got it back, plenty of planishing, plenty of messing about and stretching, air hammers, etc. I could have shown you that, but I think you probably best steer a bit away from that, some motorbike lads, because probably leave it to people who've got a bit more knowledge in that area, what to do and what not to do with steel. I don't want any of you getting hurt, you know, simple as that. But I'm going to go off some bits, like I said with Anglia. I'm going to show you. Obviously, I'll grab camera in a minute, but I've got some bits out and explain. It's all like dry fitting, you know, and like a bit of planishing. I mean, that shows you planishing. I mean, I'll show you this in a minute. I mean, I'll not run it because it's horrendously, I mean, noisy. It's crazy. I mean, when I come to doing reviews of bits and pieces and that, which will happen, it's just I'm trying to just feed you into this. What I'm trying to do, so you're getting a gist of our cars built, etc, etc. And I mean, that will be just so noisy, it'll blow your mind. And well, most other stuff will be, but I'm getting my head around that. I'm going to do it all, and obviously series are just going to carry on and on and on and on, and it'll just keep going. That's it. There's no end to series. It's just Wednesday we'll be going off whatever's in workshop, whatever's happening. So they always will be, you know, because I'll be down here till they carry me out, to be quite honest. So I'm going to grab camera then, and I'm going to take you around. There's not like a great deal to go around, but I want to show you, because all this is important. I mean, just if you've got an interest, it's important for passing bits of knowledge on. You know, you ain't got to be restoring a car. It's all about, oh, I've seen this, or I've seen that, or you can tell people they can look, you know. It's just important that if these want to stop about, this is really how they have to be done. I mean, whether any more get done, as I spoke to over there on video I did out with regarding old cars. And I mean, I appreciate everybody who commented, and I appreciate everybody who watched it, because obviously some people liked it. I mean, some people had their own take on it, but that's what this stuff's put out there for people to have an opinion, you know. Well, that's what I believe anyway. So I'll grab my camera now, and we'll have a look round, and we'll explain what's going off, what's not going off, and how it all works, and then you'll see the build-up to the end result, because it's all the build-up, but there's all these stages that go on and on and on. So come on, let's take you around. Right, so as you can see, we've got some wings on. We've actually had back wings on, but now the wing that's on my bench over there, a few minor adjustments. I have a few on the other side actually. The other side's on. But I just wanted to get your video out of the way. And to be honest, I don't see it like rehearsing these videos. I'm going to do them exactly as what's going on. So, but that one needs a bit of tweaking. Well, let's go right from and let's explain crack. Because every one of these panels has been got back to bare steel. I know there's a little bit on inside the engine room, but to be honest, it probably won't with the distortion to do it other side. I didn't want to lose too much at shape, because there's such a delicate like shape, but there was no real corrosion anyway, and the steel were good, there's no blistering, so that's why it's remained. But right, as you can see, wings are on, inner wings are on. Obviously, its nose is on, which bolts to the panel you can see behind the grille. This other inner wing's on, and this is on. Now all these are on, and they're on for one reason only, for the dry fit. Everything fits sweet. All this bar comes through here. There's a bracket that this will actually move up a bit, and there's a bracket that holds your radiators steady. So, and there's your adjustment for tweaking backwards and forwards. Now, all this lot will come off again, but everything fits exactly as right. Every captive works correctly. Every captive's got correct thread in it. You know, most of the bolts that I've told you time and time again, is I've had to put one new one in on that back wing, but the all rest are existing. And they're all in existing holes and everything's right. I've had to make an adjustment for this hole here, which if I'll show you on this wing. Take this down. Oops. Right, now that's the adjustment I've had to make there. And then also, I've had to elongate this hole. But other than that, I got all these right. Now all these bands here, all this inner edge, on every one of these panels, front, back, all quarters, bottom of the inner wings, everything, have all been remade, remanufactured. I've had to cut them off. I've had to weld up. I've done it, I did it in stages so I didn't lose anything. And I got the correct pitch as the flick over, because as you can see there, it goes from one angle to another. You know, you've got to make sure all these issues are got correctly. So all that, well, I'll tell you what I'll do with that. I'm going to dig them out because I've got loads and loads of photos of when I rebanded these wings. Because there was some serious work in these wings. And I think some of these wings also had some bottom quarters, some new pieces. So I'll dig that out and it'll go on Friday for Fabrication Friday is what I call it. But as you can see here, everything's doing what it should do. Everything fits right. These brackets actually fit. Now these go onto the chassis. And what they do, they come up to the wing, if you can see there. I don't know, you'll probably understand just how it works. And then obviously these are all your lights. So your ball fits in here. And as you can see, everything pre-prepped, pre-blasted, pre-done. That's just a bag full of light fittings. Notes missing, glasses are in there. I think, I tell a lie, I think I might have a glass I've got to modify. But I think this is how it works, a proper restoration. You're just going round and round, dry fitting, off, back round. Now, like I said earlier with planishing hammer, this is a planishing hammer. It's an American. I don't think we have out like this over here. You know, fantastic tool, obviously. Just go over the top, dolly below. I mean, that dolly's ready for redressing because as you can see there, it's just smashed to bits. And very, very noisy if you use one. Proper air protection. It came from States. Fabulous thing. Not cheap, but does a great job. But if you look there, it's starting to look like a pop, but then it'll be dropped again. Obviously, inner wings, its nose and everything will be painted up in its green. So all that area's done. Then on here we have, I'll explain this to you because things like this are important. There's a bar that goes through here that holds your bonnet, holds the side openings. And there's one here. Now if you look, they're two different ones. So if you're doing out like that, make sure they get bagged and make sure you've got right ones because they're not that easy to come by anymore. So that's on Anglia anyway. So, but like I said, Friday I'm going to explain all these bandings and all what has been involved because you're just seeing like glossed up bits to be quite honest. But you'll get a gist of where I'm going. Obviously, you'll see this car drop. Whether you see it, well, you might not see it, but you'll see some paint go on its nose, on its inner wings, back together, and then rest of the car will get painted when I paint it, and the wings will be off, and that'll be it. Same with the doors. I mean, going out at Jensen, this is another important part. Now, this is the screen surround. Now, this screen surround obviously has like a foam here with another plate that I've got to make because it was rotten. Now, the screen's been taken out. Obviously, the screen's been taken out. Well, it wanted taking out because everything were rusty and this needed to, it were blasted and various other bits and pieces done to it. Now, this is now fastened on. Pretty straightforward. It just bolts through here, as you can see there. So, but the critical part of this, which I need to explain to you, obviously that's your bottom trim, you remember me showing you before, is the screen has to go in here and fit. Because if you don't put it in now, when it's in situ, and you put it in when it's not in situ, well, you'll be in trouble. Because you'll end up pulling this over, pulling, tugging, doing whatever you're doing, and you'll crack your screen. So that's game off for your screen. So that's the reason that's in. I mean, it is bolted up, 3 bolts per side, as I've just shown you. But you've got your adjustment now. I can drop the screen in, dry, then I can, I can bond it in. Really strong. I mean, this is relatively strong as it is, but you'll put a piece of glass in there. It might sound stupid, but the amount of extra effort and bonded in, it'll make to the strength of the car, it'll be unbelievable. Then going on to this frame that I've been messing about. I mean, this is frame. Client fetched me this because he hit something and smashed his headstock. What he'd done, he made top of his headstock shaped like an egg. So now, obviously, I had to do all this. I mean, I managed to do it with RT, just stretch it back over a period of time. And then now that's done. There's his yokes. And we've got some tapered bearings for it, which I'll grease up. I mean, I don't think I'll do a video on that, because I don't think I have a big enough following like with people with motorbikes. But it's just, he couldn't get anybody to look at it. Everybody were fobbing him off. It's a 72 XS 650 Yamaha, which in my eyes is worth saving, and he wanted to keep it original. He didn't want to lose his details on his badge on front and his frame number and that, people like it about. So if he'd have had his damper probably a little bit tighter, I don't think he'd have caused damage he'd have caused to his headstock. But we've got it back, so that's something else put right, and just a bit of something else about what's going in workshop. So there's a run round. Obviously not much of a job. Well, I'm saying not much of a job. Getting that screen out of there, believe you me, was a job. And getting it out without breaking it and cleaning it all up, and then just sorting these bits and pieces out. It's not a straightforward, easy job at all. But that's that out of the way. Like I say, I've got this bike out of the way, so that lad'll be happy. And then this is moving on exactly how I want it. And you'll see this progressing now. But it will be interesting for you, so watch out for Friday if I show this banding, because the amount of work is colossal, what's gone into these wings, because the steel wings, they were good wings, but they just lost their edges. Well, you're not going to get better other than fiberglass. So give me a like anyway if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this sort of stuff on a Wednesday. Listen, I don't know what this video's run out. It's over 10 minutes. I see it on my phone now. But and some of them might be a couple of minutes, but they'll be on every Wednesday. And, well, I'm hoping it helps you with interest, if you've got an interest, or even if you're doing something. And pass a comment, and I'll gladly come back to you anything. So, take care, everybody. And, well, take care. Have a good day. Catch you all later. Bye for now.